Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, where I'm going to look at low-end plays and strategies specifically designed for GPPs. This is a show for people who are already informed on daily fantasy sports and how this contest operates. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way at BrandonCruzDFS. Just make sure they're not a stupid question or I won't respond. Most importantly, take everything you hear with a grain of salt and use your best judgment when making entries. Initially, if you have a gambling addiction, that is not my problem. Let's get into the road course race at Texas. If you didn't listen to the Xfinity Series race, you need to, because it's going to be the same mentality. Don't ask me why. I'm just going with the gut feeling. First and foremost, talking about gut feelings, I posted on Twitter last weekend focusing on the second race at Michigan. I was like, I'm fading Harvick, man. And I had some idiot be like, oh, this tweet aged poorly. Look, man, we're doing stuff differently. We know who has the best cars. I actively fade favorites. I actively fade drivers who are projected to do well. I actively fade chalk in situations. Look, I'm trying to be different. We're all trying to win that number one prize. No matter what contest you're in, you got to be different. You got to have things go your way. Look, in the Kentucky Derby, you're going to have a horse 75-1 odds to win this race. You know, he's not going to win a majority of the time, but you know, those very few times that horse wins, you make a crap load of money. That's how I look at this stuff when I make my quote-unquote stupid plays of not playing Harvick. You know, I'm trying to be different, especially when I made a lot of money last weekend. I can afford to lose money on a Cup Series race. I can afford to take those risks, so, you know. Hey, ask me why I'm fading him. Ask me why I approach things the way I do. If you wanna dissect my brain and all that. Before we get into this, go to racefortheprize.com to get the fancy NASCAR spreadsheet that I use and that you need to be using as well. It's a great resource tool. Everything I could ask for is in that. A track history, an optimizer. I mean, so many pages of dominator points, an entry list, how results for this year, results at certain tracks, rating rankings. I mean, everything you could ask for every series that that DFS covers NASCAR wise is there. Go to racefortheprize.com to get that. That is theprize.com. Like I said, looking at the Truck Series, it's going to be very similar to my Xfinity Series opinion, where I really want to focus on road course ringers. I really want to focus on guys who have experience running road courses, who have experience running in less than stellar conditions, who are more than aware of what it's like to enter the Daytona International Speedway's road course track. I love road course ringers this weekend, and I didn't feel that strongly last weekend for the Xfinity Series. But you know, the people who are in here, the pedigrees that these guys have, it's amazing. I mean, all these names. You got Bobby Kennedy, Brian Coyer for the Resume brothers, who race in SCCA, and Trans Am, and Cora, who has experience at the Rolex 24. Mike Skeen, who does a lot of road course races. Scott Lagasse Jr., a guy who used to run the Xfinity Series before in the past, who we've seen have done very well. Roger Rius. I mean, they're going to do great. Alex Tagliani, are you kidding me? Will drive for Kyle Busch. What? Man, this is wild. Like, all these road course ringers, I like these guys, and I'm not saying that as a fan. I like their history. I like what they're bringing to these races, and there's so many unknowns. Like, are you telling me you're gonna trust Tim Veens at this rate? Hell no, I ain't playing Tim Veens. I'd rather go with this road course ringer. Like, come on, man. This player pool for the Truck Series, by default, is cut in half, because there's people that I don't even want to freaking use. Maybe not Roger Rius. He's driving a Cicerelli car, but look, I don't want to use Tim Veens. I don't want to use Lauren Benning. I'm not going to use Spencer Davis. I'm not going to use Natalie Decker. I'm not going to use Jennifer Jo Cobb. I'm not going to use Jordan Anderson. I'm not going to want to use Austin Wayne Self, Spencer Boyd. I'm not going to look at Stuart Friesen or Corey Roper or Corey Roball or Tate Fogelman, I really don't want to look at the top drivers, really. Austin Hill, I don't trust on the road courses. Brett Moffitt, I have more trust than anyone on the road courses, but even that's sketchy. Ben Rhodes starting 8th. I mean, he gets safer. He's starting 8th. He can't kill you that bad. Raphael Lessard, I still like, starting 10th. Johnny Sauter, Matt Craft, at least these guys have experience running tons of road course races in the Truck Series. Maybe Sheldon Creed, if you look at Sheldon Creed, his off-road racing series with Luke Soil, off-road racing series, if you look at him racing with Robbie Gordon's batch over there, I like Sheldon Creed. He's at least used to turning left and right in trucks, minus the jumps and everything. But, I mean, when you look at these drivers, this is gross, choosing from the Truck Series regulars. I'm telling you. I absolutely adore these no-name road course ringers that you probably have no idea who they are and you'll never see them again. I highly advise you to look up all these guys like Chris Wright, who's driving the GMS car, who races in IMSA, who races in the Euro Formula One Open. I mean, I really like these guys. I'd like them in a situation where there's no practice, where we have already seen chaos in the ARCA series in practice, and I'm still waiting for the stupid rain delay to end for the ARCA series so we can watch them race. But, luckily, we can look at the Xfinity Series race on Sunday, see how the road course ringers do there, which I will die on the hill this weekend to look at road course ringers. I will die on that hill. I don't mind it. But the Xfinity Series is going to show me, is this a good hill to die on or not? But check and see what the road course ringers do in the Xfinity Series race and see how they approach here. Lineup construction, I mean, I'm already off the beaten path. There's no way in hell people are going to go my way of just fading all the regulars. I mean, this is wild, man. This is such an ugly slate to play. The starting grid is disgusting. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Even with, Brett Moffitt, Austin Hill, these guys being in the low $9,000, I am perfectly fine with paying $10,800 for Tagliani, Wright 10.5s, Skeen 10.2. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it, man. Parker Kligerman 9.6. He might be the only regular that I go with. Everybody else, I'm perfectly happy with, going road course ringers or punting with some of these no-name guys. I mean, look at these people on the bottom of the DraftKings player pool. You got Hocevar 45, Mark Smith 4,800, Kennedy 49, Reyes 5,000, Courier 5,300. I mean, look, if I leave, $6,000 on my lineup as salary remaining, I'm not scared. I don't mind that. This is the only time the Truck Series goes to a road course, so it's pretty much a one-off race. I don't really have to worry about having to deal with this again for this year. I can't wait to go back to the 1.5 miles and intermediates. This is just going to be a rough week getting through all these stupid road course races. But, place differential is the name of the game. We saw last week in the Xfinity Series, I mean, that was like a 6-hour, 7-hour race with the rain, the lightnings, the wrecks. How many laps green did those guys do in the Xfinity Series? Half the race was ran under caution. That's what I expect this week. And the road course ringers, the guys that I like last week at Road America, that worked out. I got the same feeling that I want to go with road course racers again in the Xfinity Series and Truck Series. So that probably means I'll probably use 3 to 4 road course ringers in each lineup, or in the lineup that I probably run in all my contests. So, I mean, that's it. I don't really have a whole lot to go over. That's why these podcasts are shorter this week. It's pretty, straightforward for me. I don't know, just like I said, I don't want to play a lot of the bad Truck Series regulars. I'd rather play the road course ringers. you know? And I think a vast majority of the population are going to probably play people like Eckes, Brett Moffitt, Hill, Ankrum, Gillen, and combined together in multiple lineups. And I'll probably still play one or two of these guys, but they'll be like one-offs in my lineups. So, 39 cars, 39 trucks in this race. I guarantee you probably 28 finish. We're going to see wrecks. We're going to see people missing shifts. We're going to see, it's going to be destruction. So that's all I got to say this week, man. It's wild. I thought I'd have to go over a lot more, but that's the way I'm looking at it. So pretty quick this week. We'll get back to the normal things next week. I believe we're at Dover in some of the series, so at least we're back to real races. I'm tired of these road courses for DFS. They're just frustrating. They take forever. Fun to watch, but man, they're frustrating for fantasy purposes. But either way, BrandonCruzDFS on Twitter. Shoot me a question, pick my brain, and we'll talk next time. So